Welcome. Today we explore Dulcamara, a homeopathic gem for ailments triggered by cold, damp weather. From rheumatic pain to possessive anxiety, this remedy bridges body and mind. Let's begin. Dulcamara, derived from the fresh green stems and leaves of Solanum dulcamara, commonly known as bittersweet or woody nightshade, is a vital homeopathic remedy for ailments triggered by cold and damp conditions. A member of the Solanaceae family, it is distinct from deadly nightshade, belladonna, and climbing bittersweet celastrus. This guide provides an in-depth exploration of Dulcamara's essence, applications, and distinguishing characteristics, offering clarity for both practitioners and patients. The remedy is prepared from fresh green stems and leaves harvested just before flowering to preserve its active constituents. The plant material undergoes maceration in alcohol, followed by cereal dilutions and succussions to potentize the remedy according to homeopathic principles. Potencies range from low to high, tailored to symptom severity and constitutional needs. Dulcamara suits individuals highly sensitive to cold and damp environments. They flourish in stable, warm climates but struggle with sudden temperature shifts. Emotionally, they are loving yet possessive, often displaying anxiety about family members and a tendency to micromanage loved ones. Key traits: domineering and possessive, strong-willed, seeking control over those in their circle, anxiety for others, excessive worry about family, exaggerating minor issues, irritability and rigidity, intolerant of changes, especially in weather, mental confusion, difficulty concentrating, and forgetfulness under stress. For instance, a mother influenced by Dulcamara might overprotect her child from perceived dangers and expect gratitude in return. Dulcamara is particularly effective for conditions worsened by exposure to cold, damp weather or sudden temperature changes, impacting various systems. 1. Respiratory and sinus issues, hay fever, nasal congestion, and dry coryza triggered by cold rain, hoarseness and cough with thick mucus. 2. Digestive disorders, summer diarrhea in infants and adults, especially after consuming cold foods, abdominal cramps and colic. 3. Skin conditions, herpes, lips, genitals, impetigo, ringworm, and flat warts, skin eruptions that suppress and lead to internal issues like headaches. 4. Rheumatic complaints, stiff neck, lower back pain, and joint stiffness aggravated by dampness. 5. Urinary tract infections, cystitis with urgent urination after being chilled. 6. General sensitivity symptoms triggered by sudden exposure to cold or damp conditions. A family camping in late summer experiences a sudden temperature drop. By morning, the toddler has diarrhea, the mother's herpes flares, and the father's stiff neck returns. Classic Dulcamara indications. A child who enjoys outdoor play in summer develops sniffles, earaches, and skin eruptions as soon as autumn arrives. Dulcamara across different groups: men overprotective of family, feeling unappreciated, rheumatic conditions and cold-induced digestive issues, occupational risks for those working in cold environments such as fishermen. Women, overprotective mothers, emotionally intense, premenstrual anxiety, suppressed lactation and herpes flare-ups. Children, irritable and restless with recurrent colds, earaches and skin conditions, prone to sniffles and scalp crusting, also known as crustolactia during seasonal changes. Notable characteristics of Dulcamara. Dulcamara significantly affects mucous membranes, causing excessive secretions in the respiratory, digestive, and urinary tracts. It is also associated with glandular swelling, particularly in the inguinal region, and paralysis affecting single body parts. Confirmatory symptoms: aggravation from cold and damp. Symptoms worsen in cold, damp conditions. Paralysis of single parts, tongue, vocal cords, or limbs may be affected, often with an icy cold sensation. Skin eruptions, urticaria, herpes, and eczema worsen in damp weather. Respiratory symptoms: coughs and hoarseness aggravated by cold. Digestive issues, diarrhea, and abdominal pain triggered by damp conditions. Urinary symptoms: frequent urination with burning sensations in cold, damp weather. Differentiation from similar remedies. Dulcamara is a valuable remedy in homeopathy, particularly suited for individuals sensitive to sudden weather changes, especially damp and cold conditions. While it shares certain characteristics with other well-known remedies, its distinct profile sets it apart. Rhus toxicodendron and Dulcamara both address rheumatic conditions and skin eruptions, but their responses to movement differ significantly. Rhus toxicodendron improves with motion, making the patient feel better as they keep moving. In contrast, Dulcamara worsens with rest, showing a distinct aggravation when the body is still. Similarly, Arsenicum Album and Dulcamara share a tendency toward anxiety, particularly about health, and a sensitivity to cold. However, their emotional responses reveal a crucial difference. Arsenicum Album patients often fear dependency, seeking security and reassurance from others. Dulcamara, on the other hand, desires control over situations, striving to maintain order in their surroundings. Another comparison is Kali Carbonicum, a remedy known for its rigidity and intolerance to cold. While both Kali Carbonicum and Dulcamara share a need for warmth, Kali Carbonicum patients tend to be more independent and self-reliant. Dulcamara, in contrast, expresses a deep concern for others, often prioritizing the well-being of family and close relationships. Finally, Natrum Sulphuricum and Dulcamara are both influenced by damp environments, but their triggers are distinct. Natrum Sulphuricum is primarily affected by humidity and dampness alone, whereas Dulcamara is sensitive to sudden chills, particularly when transitioning from warmth to cold. In understanding these nuances, homeopaths can better distinguish when Dulcamara is the most appropriate remedy, ensuring a precise and effective match for the patient's needs. Complementary and antidotal relationships. Antidotes cuprum and mercurius can counteract Dulcamara's effects. Incompatible remedies. Belladonna and lachesis should not be used concurrently. Complementary remedies. Baryta carbonica and Calcarea carbonica support similar conditions. Dulcamara is indispensable for treating conditions worsened by cold, damp environments, whether physical, like joint pain or diarrhea, or emotional, such as possessive anxiety. It is particularly valuable for managing symptoms that arise after exposure to sudden temperature changes, suppressed perspiration, or seasonal transitions. By addressing both the physical and emotional dimensions, Dulcamara restores balance and vitality. Disclaimer: this guide is for informational purposes only and does not substitute professional medical advice. Always consult a qualified homeopathic practitioner before starting any new treatment. Self-prescribing may overlook critical nuances in symptom totality and potency selection.